My name is Fjell, or Black Mountain Art, and this is how I draw Abyss Breed. This is how I first paint the heretics, the tech heretics of the Night Lords for the animation with the Hellbrute, and I needed some persons around the huge machine. This is how I paint the closest person, and I hope that I will make this in one take. Oh, I already failed there, but we are only humans. Only we paint inhuman things. And my Night Lords is how I started the animation, Abyss Breed and the audiobook. Because first, for some years ago, I did some animations with a Night Lord and a Dark Eldar, and then it was too much work with it. I'm Swedish, so I will mix up some words and so on, but stay on. I hope you would like it. This is a practice for me to talk English and still fixing how I paint my picture. As you see, I start with the darkness, because Night Lords, they are Warhammer 40K's Batman, a really bad Batman that's killing people, slaughter them, torture them, and you need to have the grim darkness of 40K. And the tech heretics I want to have to mirror the Night Lords, Marines, with all the blue and red, because it's really nice to have the contrast. And also in this painting and animation tutorial, it's not really a tutorial, it's just me showing how I do my work. And I hope you will like it. Subscribe and follow me and so on, because I want to do this. I love to do this. I love to paint, and it takes most of my free time. Especially now when the fucking coronavirus is going around. And now I start with the second one. A more fully fledged tech heretic with tentacles, like appendages, and a more octopusy like feeling, but still really grim dark, because it's 40K, but still I'm gonna use a lot of bright colors, then darken them down, because it's making it all better. And now you see that I take the background away. This is how I start my figures and make them join my animation in Autodesk Sketchbook. I use Autodesk Sketchbook, but then I take them to After Effects, because I do all of my animation in After Effects. It's a hard way to do it, but still I like the style that I use, because it's calm in a way. Calm and dark. The most of my animation I do in Swedish, and also most of my material I do in Swedish, but I need to do something in English to reach more people around the world. And as you see, I paint them darker, lighter, 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 fixing them up like I do now with a razor, and also that I need to find the silhouette, because that is one of the most important things. If I find the silhouette of the creature, it makes the animation more alive, because you see clearly in the beginning what it is. You will see that when I do my Alpha Legion animation and paint Alpha Legion Inquisitor, because Alpha Legions are the real sneaky bastards, especially in my Arachnophobia Legion. That the stories that I make, the audiobooks, the audio dramas that I paint them to, because Arachnophobia Legion is the thing that I figured out, have the ideas too, when I was started and was younger in 40k, because I started with the Night Lords, and Night Lords are fear incarnated. And then I figured out I like spiders, and I like the film Arachnophobia a lot. So I just figured out that Arachnophobia, the Spider Legion, with the Spider Demon Prince, because the Demon Prince was just released on Games Workshop, and I converted the model, and you will see it, but it will take a lot of time till you see it, because I just started to paint in the figure, not the in real life figure is ready, but in the animation. And now you see how the darks come into place. And I am not too good to speak English, because I don't speak it so often, but still I speak it sometimes, and I listen a lot to English, because YouTube is my platform. I love it because I chose for myself. But now you see something different. I painted the figure and then painting it lighter, because the Imperium in Warhammer 40k is the good guys, and the Alpha Legion need to be lighter, because they are camouflaging themselves among the Imperium's forces. And that's why I also use the models for normal Marines to paint Alpha Legion, and especially the leader with the Inquisitor, with the Cyber Raven or Cyber Eagle. I don't really remember, but it's not the most important thing. And I started to paint the eagle first, because I wanted it to be really, really simple with the blue colors. And also the marine with this light, almost joyful colors, because it's so fine to look at when they are really shining through. And I try to paint it all that it look the same, because it's really, really hard to make it good if you paint them not in different layers, if you paint them off the cuff, or what you can say. And I want the eagle to look really, really, not really bird-like, but really raven-like in a way, because they are still chaos, and chaos will look not perfect. And I wanted to land on the marine and so on, because the model, even in Games Workshop, is holding the Cyber Raven up, and it was looking really good, I think. because he's have the right feeling to be a nice model. I think is a bit rough and cartoonish, because my stylish is just that. And I know that I'm not really the best to paint a lot of things. Proportions, really nature's realistic things. And I don't like to paint realistic either, because if you want to paint a realistic thing, why do you need to paint these days? Because we have cameras. I have cameras on this phone that I'm talking into now, and it's really easy to just take a photo. But I see this as art, and art will be like you do it. And it's really important for you to do it in your style. Sometimes the style is more important. And now also that you see that from the Night Lords that are really dark, the Eagle and the Inquisitor is gonna be really bright in a way. And I hope you are enjoying this, because I think that this painting of the Inquisitor and the Cyber Raven took at least 1.5 hours of work, and that's my free time, my spare time. And I wanted it to be really, really full of details, because this is a leader, and the leader will get close to the cameras and so on. But I see that in the animation that will come, that it don't have a lot of details, because it's painted really small. And I failed a bit, I think, but that's the way I work. The failings is my best things. And I don't want to be a perfect artist, because the world around us is not perfect. And now you see that I really want the Inquisitor to glow with his armor, and now the face, the really small details. And I want the face to be as much a human you can see, because Alpha Legions, they are just humans and almost want to be humans, because that's how they infiltrate things. But still, I wanted this really, really strange with his really green eyes. That was almost look like a lizard with his ultra green, because it's a really strange color to use. And also the tattoos. And I think that the tattoo is really important, and especially when I call the Alpha Legion my snake breed. The Night Lords I call my Abyss Breed, because they are born in darkness. Alpha Legion, they are snake breed, because they are really talking with the double tongue or snake tongue. And then my Iron Warriors, they are Virus Breed, because they are of the Obliterator cult, and all are poisoned with the Obliterator virus. And as you see, the snake breeds, they are really beautiful in a way, like heroes of old. And I want them to be like the heroes of old, because the Marines in 40k are like the heroes of old, like in the Iliad and the Odysseus. And they have a lot of Christian motives, especially when you talk about the dark heresy and the scourge. It's a lot of Christian imaging. And if you see a blinking of other marine that are showing up. That's how I use the colors from them. That so they will have the especially right color pattern, because they are a legion and they will look the same. And the marines, they are really organized. Even the chaos one is to legions or chapters and so on, and I wanted that to show. And I hope that my English will be okay for this, because I feel that I am really old and bad at this point, because I come from work and then I started to do this because I want today to talk in this animation. So I hope you forgive me for my really strange and bad English, but I will do this in one take because I want it to be not perfect. I am not perfect, and that's the whole of my channel. It's not perfect either, but I will learn to make it better, and it will take time, but I need people to follow me and just like my work. And YouTube is really hard because I compete with all the big YouTubers and all the other people that are just making the living of this, and I have not the money and the resources to do that. But still, I want to show the stories of the Arachnophobia Legion with the Night Lords, the Alpha Legion, the Iron Warriors, and also I want to show the city and the planet they are attacking, how people are living there, because in 40k that's not mentioned. But I have some ideas for how the infiltration starts. And spoiler alert, it starts on a space station. If you follow my channel, you can see the space station and ships around it. Not ships. Not the one that you eat, but the one that you fly in space, the spaceships. It's really funny to hear how you talk, because I'm used to talking now in a way, because I've done these youthful things for at least a year now, and I started with the Swedish and so on because it's simpler for me. I'm from Sweden, so that's why. And still I like to do this, and I like to learn more how I do it. And I hope you will follow me on that path, because it's a really strange path. And that's because I'm a fan of Lovecraft, black death metal, and you will see it in my animations and my audiobooks and audio dramas. And as you see, I use a lot of imperial symbols, because the Alpha Legion, is not really chaos, and especially not my Alpha Legions of Arachnophobia Legion. They are really mostly good guys, but working with the Demon Princess, because they are having a good time with it. If you can say you have a good time in a grim dark world. And it's really nice to fleshing the figures for a board game, fleshing them out in my animation, and still going a bit of ham and over the top with them, because I like to be a bit over the top. Then that's why I do this, because I'm not satisfied with doing little things. And when the figure will be fixed up with all the dark things, it was Marsh. It was will come into my animation after this, when I'm making it dark, fixing it up. And now in Corona times, why don't paint and do what you do? I like to be inspiration for people. So that's why I also do it, because I like it. And I have always been inspiration for people. And still I do things really rough, really simple. And soon the figure will come from the darkness and will be animated. And soon you will see how it will move. First, the background, or you can say first the figure, how it will move and so on. And now you will see the effect. And I use the Adobe After Effects snow effect because it's really nice to make the air not clean, because air is always filled with insects, dust and so on. And you will see how wonky the animation is, but I really like it in a way, because it makes the world of mine really strange. And now you see the coloring of the background come into place, and now you see the contrast of the figure, and it's really nice to see how the snow is falling and it's really rough. And the music also is really rough doing. And now the really background will come into place. And also you see the eagle moving, the hands with the hammer, and the arm is moving. And I want this figure to move through a corridor because it's really simple to do. But I want it to really look simple in a way, because this is how I do it. And I want this to be not really perfect. And now the first, do you see of the wall, and also the mist that I have painted for another animation, and the figure that was facing in and out before, the Ninja Marine champion of the Alpha Legion. And I want it to be really strange and really calm, because all of my world is calm. And I want 40K to be calm also, because in After Effects the animation becomes really calm. And this is like the old theater. When you see it moving with all kuliss, you say in Swedish, kulisser, with all of the things just moving slowly. And then you have the music and the effects. It's not the best, I know, but it should not be the best. And now you see how the corridor come into place. You see still the background and a ninja in the background. And it's really nice to see, and soon more of the corridor will come in and so on. And I build it up slowly. And I hope if you see it that you follow me and subscribe and so on. This is a really long thing, but I need it to be really long. And I hope you like it. And I hope that you will follow me, subscribe, share me, so I can be something here on this platform. Please help! Or like the talents would say, burned up!